In today's session, what we are going to talk about is the structure of the civil services in India. The first thing that you need to know is that there are four categories of government employees. When we say government employees, we mean the people, those who are working for the government and the ones who are getting the salaries from the government. For example, ministers, MPs, MLAs, they also get their salary from the government only. They are paid a monthly salary, but they change after every 5 years. Whereas these government employees that we are talking about today, they don't change. Once they get selected, they remain in the government till retire from the government services. Okay, so there are four different categories. The category one is called class 1 officer or group A officer, and these four categories are on the basis of the salaries, these are on the basis of the status, these are on the basis of rank, and these are on the basis of degree of responsibility. मतलब कि जिन्हें class 1 officers ने, their rank is the highest of all the officers. This rank is followed by class 2 officers or group B officers. Then we have group C officers. Then we have group D officers. It works like a hierarchy. For example, सब तो ऊपर police ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ we have IPS officers. IPS तो थल्ले we have state civil service officers. For example, DSP. IPS when we say SSP. Then we have DSP. This DSPs they support the work of the SSPs, the IPS officers. They are there to support IPS officers. Then for DSPs we have SHOs, the station house officers. ਜਿਹੜੇ police station ਸਾਰੇ ਨੂੰ control ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ SHO ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇੱਕ DSP ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਕਿੰਨੇ SHOs ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ? There can be 3, 4, 5, 6 SHOs working under one DSP. ਇੱਕ IPS ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ 3 to 4 DSPs ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਨ। So it works in a hierarchy. सब तो ऊपर किहड़े हुंदे group A officers. Do not be confused by this group A officers or class 1 officers. Class 1 officers पहला कहंदे सीगे. Now we call them group A officers. Then group B officers, then group C officers, then group D officers. For example, sweepers, government sweepers, they are group D officers. Peons, they are group D officers. Now these sweepers and these peons, they assist government nurses, they assist head clerks, they assist police head constables. So इन्ना तो ऊपर आ गए group C officers. Group C officers तो ऊपर आ गए तहसीलदार, junior doctors, state police service officers below the rank of IPS. Then administrative officers below the rank of IAS, जिनको तो PCS officers कहते हैं. They are group B officers or class 2 officers. Fine. Then we have group A officers or class 1 officers, which include the officers from the armed forces. Armed forces ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ armed forces when we say army, when we say navy, when we say this air force, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ group A officer ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ class 1 officer ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, the one at the smallest rank, that is the lieutenant. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ word lieutenant. Have you heard this word lieutenant?
Yes, sir.
The ones who get commissioned in the army as officer, ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿੱਧੇ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ officer ਲੱਗਣਾ ਨਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਰੈਂਕ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੂਗਾ, that is the rank of lieutenant. ਜਦੋਂ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ officer ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਨਾ, ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਰੈਂਕ lieutenant ਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ. In America they call it lieutenant. In India, in UK they call this rank lieutenant. Lieutenant ਤੇ lieutenant ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ. It's only the difference they are spelled. ਬੋਲਦੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋ? Fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. ਹੁਣ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ group A officers ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, they always are selected through a test. Always they are selected through a test. For example, in your case, class 10th and class 12th, the board exams that we call, who conduct the board exams? CBSE. ਜਿਹੜੇ board exams ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, 10th ਦੇ ਪੇਪਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, 12th ਦੇ ਪੇਪਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, these papers are set by CBSE because we study in CBSE schools. ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਆਫਿਸਰਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੇਪਰਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, that is conducted by a body that is called UPSC. UPSC ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੁੰਦਾ Union Public Service Commission. Union ਮਤਲਬ ਸੈਂਟਰਲ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ, ਪਬਲਿਕ ਮੀਨਸ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਨੇ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਆਫਿਸਰਸ ਨੇ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰਨੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪੇਪਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲੈਣਾ, ਯੂਨੀਅਨ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਇੱਕ ਕਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ. ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਦੇ ਸੈਟ ਦੀ ਪੇਪਰਸ ਆਲਸੋ, ਪੇਪਰ ਵੀ ਇਹੀ ਸੈਟ ਕਰਦਾ, ਰਿਕਰੂਟਮੈਂਟ ਵੀ ਇਹੀ ਕਰਦਾ. when we say recruitment मतलब अपॉइंटमेंट भी यही करता है. सो 10th एंड 12th ਦੇ ਪੇਪਰ ਕੌਣ ਲੈਂਦਾ CBSE ਸਾਰੇ ਆਫਿਸਰਸ ਦੇ ਪੇਪਰ ਕੌਣ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਹੈ ਦੇਖੋ
Yes, sir.
ਗਰੁੱਪ A ਆਫਿਸਰਸ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਦੇ ਰੈਂਕ ਦੇ ਆਫਿਸਰਸ ਗਰੁੱਪ B ਫॉलो group C group D all these are different categories of government officers fine
Yes, sir.
okay so first example is lieutenant ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਵੀ try to understand ਕਿ lieutenant ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ officers ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਣਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ after class 12 there is a paper this paper is called NDA paper NDA National Defence Academy till this year इस साल तक only the boys can they were allowed to appear for the NDA paper इस साल तक girls were not allowed to appear for NDA paper from this year onwards girls are also allowed to appear for NDA paper Supreme Court gave a judgment that since this is about appointing the officers of the armed forces so equality should be given equal treatment should be given to both boys and girls ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਇਹ ਮੰਨਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਆਰਮਡ ਫੋਰਸਸ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਵਰਕ ਇਜ਼ ਵੈਰੀ ਟਫ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ weight ਹੈਵੀ ਕੈਰੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ you have to fight at the battlefields and this area is not meant for the girls ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ girls very less girls used to get into armed forces and there were different ways for the girls to get into armed forces but they had to complete graduation first ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ girls ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ armed forces ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਿਗਰੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਸੀ but boys ਨੂੰ after class 12 ਵੀ boys ਤੱਕ ਪੇਪਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ NDA ਦਾ ਪੇਪਰ ਜੇ boys clear ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ they start their entire education ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ NDA ਦਾ ਪੇਪਰ ਬੱਚਾ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਕਰਦਾ they go into NDA National Defence Academy ਉੱਥੇ ਆਪਣੀ 3 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਡਿਗਰੀ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਖਰਚਾ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਚੱਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਣ ਪੀਣ ਨੂੰ ਟੋਟਲੀ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਹਿਣ ਨੂੰ ਟੋਟਲੀ ਫ੍ਰੀ whatever you want to do will be provided by the government only around 20,000 to 30,000 ਖਰਚਾ month ਦਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੀ ਹੈ and we complete our degree in the NDA ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੇਵੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਫੀਸਰਸ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ so this NDA paper one has to crack this NDA paper to get into armed forces as an officer ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ we can get into army without clearing this paper but then we will go into army only as a soldier ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕ ਸੋਲਜਰ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਫੀਸਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਚਾਹੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਆਫਟਰ 20 ਇਅਰਸ ਆਲਸੋ ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ 20 ਸਾਲ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰੋਮੋਸ਼ਨਸ ਵੀ ਮਿਲ ਗਈਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਲੈਫਟੀਨੈਂਟ ਕਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਦੇ ਲੈਫਟੀਨੈਂਟ ਬਣਨ ਲਈ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਆਫੀਸਰ ਹੀ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ Are you kids getting it?
Yes, sir.
And only these lieutenants, only suppose you kids have any questions, na? Just keep noting down the questions on your notebook. Once the topic will be covered, then I'll ask you, then your answers will be addressed. Okay? So officers finally, ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ NDA ਦਾ ਪੇਪਰ armed forces ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ clear ਕਰਨਾ ਹੀ ਪੈਂਦਾ. And these officers, ਜਿਹੜੇ young ਬੱਚੇ, young boys and girls, those who become army officers, these are the ones who become the generals of the army. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨਸ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੇ ਆਫੀਸਰਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਫੀਸਰਸ ਲੈਫਟੀਨੈਂਟ ਹੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਓਵਰ ਅ ਪੀਰੀਅਡ ਆਫ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਗੈਟ ਪ੍ਰਮੋਸ਼ਨਸ ਐਂਡ ਦੇ ਬਿਕਮ ਜਨਰਲਸ ਦੇ ਬਿਕਮ ਮੇਜਰ ਦੇ ਬਿਕਮ ਬ੍ਰਿਗੇਡੀਅਰਸ ਮੇਕਿੰਗ ਸੈਂਸ
Yes, sir.
okay but as a lieutenant also they are group A officer as a major also they are group A officer ਸਮਝ ਲੱਗੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ
Yes, sir.
ਜਦੋਂ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਾ ਜੇ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਆਪਾਂ ਗਰੁੱਪ A ਆਫੀਸਰ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਗਰੁੱਪ A ਆਫੀਸਰ ਹੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਗਰੁੱਪ A ਆਫੀਸਰ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਮੋਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਗਰੁੱਪ A ਆਫੀਸਰ ਫॉर ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ when the IPS officers when they clear the exam when they become IPS ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੋਸਟ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ that is ACP ਬਟ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਬਣਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ SP ਬਣਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ SSP ਬਣਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ they become IG ਫਿਰ they become DIGs ਫਿਰ they become DGPs ਪ੍ਰਮੋਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ but ਜਦੋਂ IPS ਬਣੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਹੀ they become the group A officers fine everyone
Yes, sir.
okay so NDA exam ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ there is one single paper ਚਾਹੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਫੀਸਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੇਵੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਫੀਸਰ ਬਣਨਾ or if you want to be an officer in air force paper ਇੱਕ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ there is one single paper only the students once they pass that paper then there is second phase of this paper that is called SSB interview service selection board interview ਜਦੋਂ NDA ਦਾ ਪੇਪਰ 12th ਕਲਾਸ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਸਟੇਜ 2 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਸਟੇਜ 2 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 5 days they have to stay at a station 5 ਦਿਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ whatever will be decided by the military for that particular purpose they have to go there for interview and their interview will continue for 5 days And this 5-day interview, they will be various tests will be taken. For example, one is picture description test. ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ they'll show you a picture, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ picture ਦਿਖਾਉਣਗੇ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਗੇ we give you 4 minutes, ਉਹਨੇ picture ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਆਪਣਾ essay ਲਿਖੋ within these 4 minutes ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ picture ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਦਿਖਿਆ। What they are trying to see is ਕਿ ਆਪਣੀ perception ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ picture ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ positive ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ picture ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ negative ਦੇਖਿਆ। Because they want officers, those who are going to remain loyal, those who have good thinking abilities, those who can react fast. Army ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ there is one general rule ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਆਫੀਸਰ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ you have to decide on the spot. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ I'll go home, I'll think about it, then I'll take the decision. No. Immediate decisions are to be taken. This is what you will be tested for on those 5 days. Various tests will be taken, personality tests will be taken. Then they'll ask you to explain yourself. Okay, what qualities do you have? What do your teachers think about you? What do your parents think about you? They write an essay on it. Then they look into that essay. Then they'll ask you some questions based upon the current affairs. Okay, what is happening around you? Are you aware of the things happening around you or not? Do you read the newspapers a bit? They'll ask you questions like, which was the last news that you read? They'll ask you these kind of questions. Then they'll ask you some questions based on the news that you will share with them. Okay, this is the news that I read. To test okay, what they read, do they go deeper into that? Do they have this analysis power or not? If you clear the SSB, only then you get admission into ND. And once you clear this SSB, then they decide कि we fine, this is the total score of the student after the SSB, whether he can get into the army, whether he can get into the navy, or whether he can get into the air force. For army, you can be an art student and you can go into army. But for air force and navy, you should do non-medical only because physics and mathematics are compulsory in class 12. Only if you have physics and mathematics in class 12, फिर ही आप जा सकते हैं Navy के Air Force के लिए. Otherwise, you are not eligible. Are you guys getting it?
Yes, sir.
So in prelims, जेड़ा NDA का पेपर होगा class 12 के बाद, in prelims there are 2 papers. One paper is maths paper. The second paper is general ability test. दोनों पेपर anyone who writes NDA उन दोनों पेपर देने पड़ते हैं. दोनों पेपर आपको देने ही पड़ेंगे. If you fill the form of NDA, no matter if you are from arts, if you are from medical, if you are from non-medical, but if you want to join armed forces, if you want to crack NDA paper, पहले पेपर दे विच पहले दिन 2 पेपर्स होंगे हैं. First is maths paper. Maths दे विच they have a fixed syllabus for maths. सारे चैप्टर्स उन्होंने दसे हुए हैं कि these chapters will be tested. इस चैप्टर दे विचों कितने मार्क्स का पेपर आऊगा. Everything has been explained by them, by the NDA people. So 120 questions will come, and this 120 questions will be for 300 marks. And the average duration will be 2.5 hours. 2.5 घंटे का पेपर होगा. 2.5 hours ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ you'll have to clear, you'll have to answer 120 questions. Second ਜਿਹੜਾ test होगा, that is general ability test. This is where you will learn कि why this English language is so important. Because in general ability test, 150 questions will come. Same day after 1 hour, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਪੇਪਰ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਹਟੇ ਹੋ 2.5 hours ਦਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 1.5 hour ਦੀ break ਮਿਲੂਗੀ. After that there will be second paper on the same day. That paper is called general ability. In this general ability test, there will be 150 questions. 150 questions होंगे जिनके बीचों 50 questions सिर्फ English questions होंगे. These questions will be for 600 marks. 600 marks. This time also will be 2.5 hours. So 50 questions that are English they होंगे, they will be testing your basic proficiency in the language. Antonyms, basic synonyms, so you understand the meaning of what has been written. There will be some simple comprehensions. These kind of questions will be there. All of these questions will be objective type questions. These will not be descriptive questions. 4 options देते होंगे, correct option number tick करना. Both the papers, maths also, this aptitude also. Fine. So this is, if you clear it, you will be going to stage 2, that is 5-day interview. So this is about becoming a lieutenant. So this first point you may have got an idea कि group A officers जिन्हें भी होंगे हैं, they always become officers through a rigorous testing. Here what matters the more is how intelligent you are, how emotionally intelligent you are, what kind of skills you have. The second example that I like to give you for this is magistrate. Magistrates are the judicial officers. Have you heard this term magistrate?
No, sir.
Have you heard the term judge?
Yes, sir.
What does the judge do? Yes, they take decisions on the basis of the people who approach them. कि भाई this is our formal complaint. This so and so person has captured our property and I want my property back from this person. So I have filed a complaint in the court. I want my property back. Yes. So people they go for justice, for getting justice. Whenever injustice has been done to them, they go to courts. In courts, you think there are. We normally think कि only judges are there as the presiding officers. But ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ lowest court ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ officer ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ magistrate. So if you clear judicial service exam ਆਪਾਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ judge ਬਣਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ judge ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ magistrate ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ. Magistrate ਹੁੰਦਾ judicial officer. Now magistrate ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ we have to understand this something that there are to become a magistrate there is one important requirement. Degree in law. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ degree in law ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਣੀ. After class 12, you'll have to do LLB, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ law ਦੀ degree. If you clear the LLB, once you have completed the LLB, then you are eligible for writing this paper. And these papers are conducted by the states. All different states, they have their different set of regulations. They conduct the paper. Punjab government conduct a paper. If you want to become a judge, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ Punjab government paper set ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ, UPSC paper ਨਹੀਂ set ਕਰਦੀ for magistrate. Fine?
Yes, sir.
So when that paper will be there, after that paper, if you clear that paper, now there is one thing that you need to keep in mind that there are two types of cases. Two तरीके के case होते हैं. One are called civil cases. The second one is called criminal cases. Let's see what civil cases are. Cases that involve a dispute between people over money or contract or property matters. And victim generally demands the compensation from the guilty. ਜਦੋਂ normally ਦੋ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੜਾਈ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ either because of money or that dispute is because of property or that dispute is because of a contract. Suppose I want compensation. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਿਆ okay I have a question for you kids. Suppose I am making YouTube videos. I'm a YouTuber. Some other person copies my video, copies my idea and makes another video based on the same idea and he is also getting lots of views from the YouTube, but the one who made that video did not get that many views. So the one who is getting more views, he will be making more money out of those views. Yes sir?
Yes, sir.
Now what kind of case can I file against that other person? Civil or criminal? Civil case. Why? Because this is what is involved in it? Money, contract or property. Now this video was my property. It was my intellectual property. अपन जो intellectual property कहते हैं कि असल ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ कोई land नहीं है. Only land is not property. Anything that I own is my property. When I own something mentally, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ हैं intellectual property. ਉਹਨੇ ਮੇਰਾ idea चोरी किया. मतलब ਉਹਨੇ मेरी intellectual property चोरी की है. I can take him to court. And I can demand from the court that he made this amount of money because of which I lost money. Otherwise, people would have watched my video because this was my idea. I could have made money. So I need this amount of money. I want him to pay me money. Whenever in compensation we demand money, that is always a civil case. And whenever we want to send the other person to jail, or we want a stricter punishment against the other person, we go for a criminal case. When we say criminal case, all the cases which involve crime like assault, murder, theft, drug possession. Assault का मतलब किसी भी मारपीट कर देना. Murder means to kill someone. Theft means चोरी कर लेना, किसी को कुछ खो लेना करके ना, that is theft. Then drug possession means when we are keeping the drugs. Suppose police found drugs in my pocket. That will be the case of drug possession. Whenever these kind of matters are involved, then a person is not a civil case is not filed against a person, but a criminal case is filed against a person. Fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, the person, when this victim of a criminal case, victim का मतलब होता है दो parties are involved. जिसके नाल धक्का होया उन्हें आप victim कहते हैं. This victim, when he wants to file a criminal case, he will go to court. Yes?
Yes, sir.
ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਇਹ ਵਿਕਟਿਮ, that is the court of a magistrate. You got my point? मतलब मैजिस्ट्रेट ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲ ਕੇसेस ਨਾਲ ਡੀਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਮੈਜਿਸਟ੍ਰੇਟ ਸਪੋਜ਼ ਆਈ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਫਾਈਲ ਅ ਸਿਵਲ ਕੇਸ ਅਗੇਂਸਟ ਸਮ ਅਦਰ ਪਰਸਨ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੇ ਖਿਲਾਫ ਸਿਵਲ ਕੇਸ ਫਾਈਲ ਕਰਨਾ then I will not go to the court of magistrate I will go to the court of civil judge this is the difference between magistrate this is the difference between civil judge ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਲੋਐਸਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜੁਡੀਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਆਫੀਸਰਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਜਿਸਟ੍ਰੇਟ ਓਨਲੀ ਵੈਨ ਦੇ ਡੀਲ ਵਿਦ ਦੀ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲ ਕੇਸਸ ਬਟ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜੁਡੀਸ਼ਰੀ ਦੇ ਆਫੀਸਰਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ that deal with the civil cases ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਸਿਵਲ ਜੱਜ clear everyone
Yes, sir.
today you try one thing you go and ask this question कि what is the difference between magistrate and judge to your parents to your relatives you will see they will not know about it you'll see because people they don't know these kind of details this is how we become intelligent when we take up the courses like civil services you'll know more than the others you'll know कि a criminal case criminal intent से कि मैं किथे जाना मैं magistrate को जाना are you getting
Yes, sir.
okay so when this officer gets promoted when this magistrate gets promoted he becomes judge पहला magistrate है when this magistrate will be promoted he will become a judge when this civil judge will be promoted he will also be called a judge fine lowest court there is magistrate promotion judge then this judge will go to high court then this will become a high court judge suppose this judge performs very nicely in the high court then this judge can be taken to the supreme court then he will become a supreme court judge देखिए ऑफिसर्स कितना प्रमोट होते हैं in the judiciary also now another important point one is lower court officer of lower court in the case of criminal cases is called magistrate after lower court there is session court you know that there is court in our Ludhiana city courts complex is there ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਦੋਂ different tiers of judges ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ suppose someone has committed a crime that is not a very big crime ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਗਾਲ ਕੱਢ ਦਿੱਤੀ that is also a crime that's not a very big crime in such petty crimes we go to magistrates court in case of serious crimes ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ murder ਕਰਤਾ that is a serious crime fine in the case of serious crimes ਆਪਾਂ magistrate ਕੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ we directly go to session court ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿੱਧਾ session court ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ session court means district court ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੋਰਟ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਕੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੋ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਜੱਜਸ ਬੈਠਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਅਰ ਜੱਜਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਲੋਅਰ ਕੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਕਾਲਡ ਮੈਜਿਸਟ੍ਰੇਟਸ ਔਰ ਸਿਵਲ ਜੱਜਸ ਤੇ ਇਸੇ ਕੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀਨੀਅਰ ਜੱਜਸ ਵੀ ਬੈਠਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਸੈਸ਼ਨ ਜੱਜ ਸੈਸ਼ਨ ਜੱਜ ਔਰ ਜੱਜ one and the same thing fine
Yes, sir.
magistrate means judge of a lower criminal court civil judge means judge of a lower civil court fine no confusion regarding these words okay let's move to the next term then the scientists which are working for the government funded organizations
So I want to ask that once the officer has become the judge, so now the officer have to control both the cases.
no if one has become a session judge it means they will be handling only the criminal cases there is a separate study for there is a separate code it's called criminal procedure code we will go into the details when we come to the chapter of judiciary all these details will be covered for the time being you should know only this thing कि ਜਿਹੜੇ magistrates ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ they deal only with the criminal cases civil cases people with the civil cases they don't approach them because their expertise is only on the criminal cases ये सिर्फ criminal cases ਦੇ expert ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ because the study that they do that is as per the CRPC it is called criminal procedure code ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ civil judges ਨੇ that is civil procedure code there is a difference between the code they are experts of civil procedure code and the other ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ CRPC code ਦੇ ਉਹ magistrates ਹੁੰਦੇ so ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੈਸਲੇ ਸੁਣਾਉਣੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ they are more experts on criminal cases only so they handle only the criminal affairs the other judges they handle only the civil affairs fine everyone हाँ जी
Sir, I want to ask that as you said that if the judge One case, if he solve one case very nicely, then one case.
No better. There is a fixed term. For example, when a magistrate works 5 years and he works very nicely, then he is promoted to the session court. Suppose there are no allegation against a judge. Suppose I become a magistrate and there are allegations against me that I am involved into bribery, that I take money from the people and I pass a judgment in the favor of those people. Those are allegations. Then even after 5 years, I may not become a session court judge. But if my history is good, if my credibility is good, then after 5 years, I will be promoted to the next position.
Sir, I want to ask that, like when people put allegations towards us, that
Those allegations need to be proved.
sir, then after like for 5 years, like the judge had not worked properly. Then after 5 years, if he had worked properly in those 5 years, then he is promoted.
Hanji. He is promoted. Suppose I became an IPS officer. I am a corrupt IPS officer. But no one reports against me. So there are no findings against me. I will be promoted after 5 years. But only if there are allegations against me and if those allegations are proved right, only then I will not be promoted. Fine?
Yes,
sir.
Sir, if there are too many allegations, like after 10 years also there are allegations
Hanji.
against an officer, then he is pushed out from the job.
He can be, depending upon how serious those allegations are, and if they are proved, he can be thrown out of the job. That is called misconduct. We'll be talking about the total code of conduct of the officers also. Don't worry about it. We'll discuss point by point. Fine, but that is not the part of our today's discussion. Fine. कि officers को केड़े grounds से कटिया जा सकता है. We'll discuss each and every point. There is a separate chapter on it. So then the third category A officers or group A officers are like scientists who are working for government organizations. There is a difference between a scientist and a researcher. Can you tell me that? Difference between scientist and a researcher. Normally people think that anyone who is in research is a scientist. Hanji, Raj Singh? Hanji.
Sir, researchers research on things, and sir, scientists they make that thing possible.
Okay. But scientists also achieve something through research only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. All the researchers are not scientists, but all the scientists are researchers. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Scientists do research, only then they invent things. Researchers also do research and invent things, but researchers more often they do the case studies. They work on the statistics. For example, researchers, basically the main difference is scientists do the research in the field of science. Researchers do the research in the field of social sciences. Suppose someone is reading the behavior of the humans. Someone is generalizing, coming up with a theory on the behavior of humans. कि इंसानों में गुस्सा क्यों होता है? A lot of research is required to study it. But this researcher will not be called a scientist. Scientists are especially the ones who are in the field of science only. And anyone can be a researcher. You can be a graduate and you can start your research. But for you to be a scientist, you need PhD in the sciences. Only then you can be called a scientist. You need doctorate in any one of the field of science. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
So then, there is All India Services. This is the paper that you are going to appear for. It's called All India Services. It's called Group A Services. Now, civil services का जो paper होगा, through these 24 different kinds of officers are elected. 24 different kinds of officers. Out of these 24 different kinds of officers, 3 types of officers are called All India Services, and rest are called Central Services. Now, ਆਪਾਂ कुछ officers को All India officers क्यों कहते हैं? There are 3 types of officers. One is IAS, second one is IPS, third one is Indian Forest Service. अब तीनों officers को ਆਪਾਂ कहते हैं All India officers, All India Services. जेडे all other services like Indian Foreign Service होगी, Indian Revenue Service होगी, Indian Defence State Service होगी, Indian Information Service होगी, all those services are called Group A Central Services. There is a difference. जेडा IPS होगा ना is appointed by the central government. but works for the state. So he is called All India Service. Appoint सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट करती है, काम स्टेट भी करता है। जेडे सेंट्रल ऑफिसर्स होंगे हैं, बाकी भी जिन्नियां भी सर्विसेज में, फॉर एग्जांपल IRS, इंडियन रेवेन्यू सर्विस, इंडियन फॉरेन सर्विस, उन्होंने अपॉइंट भी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट करती है, वो काम भी सिर्फ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट भी करते हैं। दे डोंट वर्क फॉर स्टेट्स। Only the IAS officers, IPS officers and Indian Forest Service officers, they are appointed by the center. Their salary is decided by the center. Their perks and allowances are decided by the center. Their service conditions are decided by the center, but they work for the states. And then every year a letter is sent to all these officers, IPS officers, IAS officers and IFS officers, Indian Forest Service. एक साल में एक लेटर भेज जाती है, it's called offer list. इन्होंने पूछा जाता, do you want to continue to work for the state only or do you want your deputation with the central government? कि तुसी state ਲਈ ही काम करना continue करना चाहते हो कि तुसी central ਲਈ ही अपनी service लेनी चाहते हो? If the IPS officer says I want to work for the center, then this officer is taken from the state and is posted somewhere that is under the command of the central government. For example, Intelligence Bureau. IB बारे सुने, CBI बारे सुने? CBI का क्या काम मतलब? Inquiry into the serious cases. Yes or no? When the allegations are against very important people. On CBI में जितने बंदे lead कर रहे हैं officers, they are IPS officers only. They were sent to a state, but then when the center felt that I need IPS officer for this particular purpose, there is a job they can see with me. वो state में कुछ officers को काट के अपने नाम पे डाल देते हैं. So that is called deputation of an IPS officer for the center. So we call it All India Services. Fine?
Yes.
And if an IAS officer, one who has been posted with the state government, ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ IAS officer central government ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ secretary बनना ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ it is compulsory ਕਿ officer ਨੂੰ ਘੱਟੋ ਘੱਟ 2 ਸਾਲ out of 16 years of his service center ਲਈ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, which is the highest position of an IAS officer. We discussed that day also. Cabinet Secretary. When you will clear your IAS exam, you will start getting a salary of 50,000 right then and there. Once you go for the training, 28 साल training होगी, and this training will be, we will talk about all these things. Let's start with this exam. Okay, what this exam is. So first is qualification. कि जे आप exam देना चाहते हो कि requirement की है. Only citizens are eligible. You cannot after class 12 go to Canada, become Canadian citizen, and after 5 years come back to India, write a paper. You will not be eligible for the paper. So paper लिख लोगे, but after interview you can be dismissed. Okay, you are ineligible. Only the Indian citizens, because there is one law with the government of India, with the Constitution of India, that Indian citizens cannot be the citizens of other countries. जब आप Canada की citizenship ले लेते हैं ना, अपनी Indian citizenship automatically cancel हो जाती है. So we cannot have dual citizenship. There is only one citizenship. So only if you are Indian citizen, you can write this paper. This is the eligibility criteria number 1 requirement. Second is you need to be a graduate. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਡਿਗਰੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ. ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਡਿਗਰੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ? This is what we are going to discuss today also. So it can be BA, it can be BSc, BCom, BTech, MBBS, whatever degree you have. If you have a degree, whatever percent you have got in the degree, not a problem. Even if you have done BA by 40%, still you can write this paper. Even if you have done BA by 95%, still you can write this paper. So marks is not a problem in UPSC. Fine. Third requirement is minimum age should be 21. You should not be below 21 when you are appearing for the exam. You should be minimum 21 before you appear for the exam. Then maximum age. For general category people, above 32, they cannot write the paper. The students who are from general category, above 32, they cannot write the paper. And they can maximum write the paper only 6 times. Maximum attempts can be only 6. Suppose you write prelims paper, you filled a form. If you filled a form but did not appear for the paper, that is not considered a chance. No chance नहीं है. Only when you write the attempt the prelims paper, that is considered a chance. So you will have maximum 6 chances to appear for civil services if you belong to a general category. Then for the OBC category students, they can write this paper up to the age of 35. They have age relaxation. Plus they have attempt relaxation also. They can write the paper 9 times. For SC and ST candidates, they can write the paper up to the age of 37. And there are unlimited attempts. Means if you belong to SC or ST community, then you can write the paper from 21 years, you can start writing the paper till the age of 37. But you have 16 attempts with you. What do you mind? Okay. Why reservation, right or wrong, this we will have a separate discussion. 1 full day or 2 full lectures we will invest on reservation today. To understand the history of the reservation, how it started and what is happening today. So don't worry about anything. So then this we have already discussed. Okay, there are 3 all India services, rest are central services. But all these services, 24 services, जिन्नियां भी हैगियां ने सारियां group A services. No rank is above the other. All of them are equal in rank. They work in different areas. IAS works in administrative service, IPS works in police service, information service officer works in information services, defense state officer works in defense state services. All of them are group A officers. Their domains are different. The fields in which they work are different. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
And whether you will be selected as an IAS officer or IPS officer depends upon the rank you get. Depends upon the rank you get. For example, if you are a general candidate, a general category student, and if you have the rank of 90, you still have a chance to become an IAS officer. But if your rank is 100 and you are a general category student, you will not become an IAS officer. फिर थोड़ा पूछा जाता when you write the means paper कि थोड़ी preference की है. Which job do you want to go for? Normally students fill IAS, IPS, IRS. कि जिन्हें वो IAS का category नहीं allot हुई, my second preference is IPS. मैंने फिर IPS से job करती करूँ. Some people they do not like to get into police services. वो फिर भरते हैं IRS and IFS. कि जिन्हें Indian administrative service job नहीं मिली, I'll get into Indian Revenue Service or I'll get into Indian Foreign Service. But suppose all these ranks are filled and your rank is like 500 for this particular year of UPSC Civil Services result, then you will be allotted only the services which are yet to be filled. And all those services again will be out of these 24 services only and they will become Group A officers. Fine everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's talk about the salary. So the salary starts from around 50,000 rupees for IAS officers and we have similar salary for the other officers also. And it reaches up to 1.5 lakh rupees per month. When these IAS officers are promoted to the rank of secretaries, their salary is 2.25 lakh rupees per month. And the highest position that they can hold is the position of a cabinet secretary. Then they get the salary of 2.5 lakh rupees per month. This is only the salary. They get a big house that is around 12 to 15 acres. This is how big their homes are. This is how big the residential areas of these IAS, IPS officers are. They get allotted big areas. Then they get 3 home guards, means the security for your house. You will get a gardener also, you will get cooks also, you will get drivers also, those are different. Then you will get vehicles also. Then you will get money for the electricity bills, for the phone bills, for the transport, to cover your fuel cost. Everything will be paid by the government. Then you will get 2 personal security guards also. So you have around 10 to 12 people taking care of you if you get selected into Indian Administrative Services, and their salaries will also be paid by the government. So if you add their salaries, if you add the rent of the house, if you add all the expenses that the government is doing on one IAS officer, it comes up to be around 10 lakh to 12 lakh rupees per month. 10 to 12 lakh you can say that their salary is, because that is the amount of money that is spent on one IAS officer by a government. And there are only around 4,000 IAS officers in the entire country. You can understand this is how important their position is. And there are only 5,000 IPS officers in the entire country. So you can understand why there is so much value to this post. Because 4,000 people, they are managing the affairs of 130 crore people. This is why they are so important. Okay. So then, When we say civil services exam, there are two stages of civil services exam. The first stage is called a prelims. The first stage is called a prelims. Now prelims is only a screening test. Screening test का मतलब when we first conducted our lecture, the first lecture on poverty, all the students came. Yes, I think most of the students, there were around 220, 18 students were there in the first lecture. Then we said we will be having a test. Number of students reduced to maybe 150. Then when we said you have to conduct a test, students appeared for the test. When we conducted a test, students appeared for the test. After the test, we said only the students, those who have scored more than 11.5 marks or 11.5 marks, are eligible for joining this course. Yes. So this 11.5 marks means this was a screening test. मतलब जिन्ने बच्चों दे 11.5 होंगे, only they are eligible. So this was only to decide the eligibility. Okay, who is eligible, who is not. Same way, prelims also, the marks that you scored, whether you scored 15, whether you scored 17, whether you scored 19, these marks will not be anyhow added to the marks that you will be scoring in the upcoming papers that we will be taking for this batch. मतलब ये पेपर की स्टोरी, स्क्रीनिंग टेस्ट की स्टोरी is over when the screening test is over. You can got my point?
Yes, sir.
It means whatever marks you score in prelims will not be added to the marks you score in mains to decide the rank. Prelims is only you have to pass the prelims paper. Whether you pass it by 1 mark, whether you pass it by whether you top the entire country, does not matter. Only thing that is required is qualification is required. You have to only pass it. That's it. Now the students, those who pass this paper, whether they got 11.5 or they got 24, all of you are sitting here. Yes, this is how prelims treat everyone. Whether you are a topper of prelims, whether you just managed to pass by only a single mark, you all are treated together in the mains exam. No rank is made on the basis of prelims paper. Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Understood the meaning of screening test?
Yes, sir.
Means that there are 10 lakh students who want to become IAS officers. All of them have filled the form. We want to screen who are the serious ones, whom should be given a chance to write the mains paper. So this is what prelims is, to screen all the ones who are not well prepared enough to go for the second stage, that is the mains. Mains is going to decide what your rank will be. Prelims does not decide, only we need to pass prelims. Fine. So when we say prelims, there are two papers in prelims, paper 1 and paper 2. Both the papers are conducted on the same day. Suppose in the morning at 10 AM, paper 1 will start, and suppose it's over by 12 PM because the duration is only for 2 hours. At 1:30 PM, after a break of 1.5 hours, the second paper will start. So both the papers are conducted on the same day. So no time relaxation is given for preparation, separate preparation. This is how we are preparing in the school exams. Okay, one day it's a different paper, then they'll give you time for preparation of the other paper, then there is another paper. But in the case of prelims and main civil services papers, since you are expected to be preparing from a very long time, they don't give you time between the papers. So both the papers, when we say paper 1 is called general studies. General studies means, here is the syllabus I have attached to it. General studies means current events of national and international importance. Matlab, what is happening around you. All the events which are important. For example, this Afghanistan issue. There can be a question on the basis of that. It's an important international event that happened around us. For example, the recent event that I just shared with you, that the girls were allowed the entry. Now they can ask questions on the basis of it. The questions are going to be a bit tricky, not very simple questions. But it's a current event of national importance, and one we discuss was for international importance. So this is events of national and international importance. Reading newspapers is very, very important. But newspapers will not make sense to you if you do not have the knowledge of the static portion. Genuine geography nahi aandi. And if the newspaper says Burundi, the nation, only when I have prepared the geography, when I know which countries are located where is Africa, where in the Africa is this Burundi located, what are the challenges of Burundi. When I have read those things in the books, only then I will be able to make sense of what is given in the newspaper. Otherwise, newspapers will not make any sense to me. So this is why reading books is also very important. Reading newspapers is also very important. Second is history of India. It includes ancient history. It includes medieval history. The history that you kids are reading in class 6, that is ancient history. So questions directly come from here also. The history that you are preparing in class 7, that is medieval history. Questions directly come from there also. The questions that the history that you have to read in class 8, that is Indian national movement. So there the questions come from class 8 book also. Then there can be, so they ask very tricky questions. Basically what all these questions in the prelims, they are objective type questions. They will ask you a question, they'll give 4 options, you have to mark the best option. Some of the time they ask 4 questions in one question. How they do is, they'll ask you a question, which of the following statement is incorrect, and then give you 4 different statements. So थानू सारी statements बारे पता होना चाहिए कि सही है या गलत है for your answer to be correct. You getting it?
Yes.
Yes.
So this exam will always be in MCQs?
हाँ जी, all prelims paper is entirely in MCQs. It's only objective type questions are there, and there are going to be 100 questions in paper 1. All the 100 questions will be objective type questions with 4 options, not 5 options, only 4 options will be there. Fine? And every question will be of 2 marks. Time will be 2 marks, type of questions will be objective, and there is negative marking also. Matlab, if your answer is incorrect, for every 3 incorrect answers, you will lose 1 correct answer. Is that getting it?
Yes, sir.
J suppose मेरा एक question सही हो गया, I'll get 2 marks, right? But उसके बाद suppose I attempted 3 questions and attempted them wrong. ये मेरे 2 marks आए हैं, -2 हो चुका. Why? Because for every 3 questions, I'll lose every 3 incorrect questions, I'll lose 1 correct answer. That is negative marking. कि जी मैं 10 questions गलत attempt करते, उन्होंने मेरे 1 mark question में marks काट लेना, that is 2 marks. So it will be 0 then.
Sir, if we will leave that question
Then there is no negative marking. If you don't know a question, if you don't attempt that question, then it will not be considered a wrong question. It will be unattempted question. उसकी कोई negative marking नहीं है. Fine. So what they want is that the people, they are not using the conjectures. तुक्के नहीं मारता कोई. This is what they want. तुक्के मारोगे, you will have more negative marking. You will have more marks reduced from even some of the right questions that you take. So this is what the purpose here is. Then cutoff is generally 100 to 120 marks for general category students. General category students means total number of questions 100, every question 2 marks. It means if out of 100 questions you attempted only 60 questions and all 60 questions are correct, you will pass prelims. मतलब we need only 60% of correct answers to pass the prelims paper. And this is paper 1. And this is the syllabus. When we say syllabus, events of current national and international importance, geography of India, geography of the world, history of India, history of the world is not here. History of India is there. Then political science, politics, political issues of India and the world. Then constitution. Then economics of India, microeconomics, macroeconomics. This is a huge syllabus. You will not understand the syllabus now. But as we proceed with the syllabus, we'll keep referring. Okay, this part of the syllabus we have covered. This part of the syllabus we have covered. This topic we have covered. We'll keep referring to the syllabus. The topic that we started with, poverty, that is the part of economics. That is also the part of the social affairs of the country. So that is also the part of the social challenges of our country. So once we will again revisit that poverty chapter, we'll add more topics to it. And once that topic will be covered, then I'll tell you which part of the syllabus has been covered. Fine? So now this syllabus will not make much sense to you. So this is paper 1. Then we have paper 2. Again on same day, this paper is called a CSAT paper or Civil Services Aptitude paper. Again, aptitude here means they will be testing your language skills, comprehensions will be there. They'll be testing your mathematics skills. And this English and mathematics that will be tested in CSAT paper will be of class 10th level, not more than that. They only want to see if you understand English, they only want to see if you understand with basic mathematics. That is what will be tested. जितने भी questions will come from mathematics in paper 2, that all those questions will only be class 10 level questions, not more than class 10 level. There also is a syllabus for class 10. This class 10 तक दिन कितने के questions होने हैं, that there is a syllabus for that. And that syllabus again has been added to this same notes. See, this is the syllabus of paper 2. Comprehension will be there, interpersonal skills including communication skills will be tested, decision making will be tested, problem solving will be tested, general mental ability will be tested, basic numeracy will be tested, numbers and their relations, orders of magnitude. Again it will be class 10th level. Then some charts will be there, graphs will be there, tables will be there, data sufficiency will be there. That is for data interpretation. That also will be from the maths, and that also will be in the class of 10th level, class 10th, not more than that. Fine. And this paper 2, civil services aptitude test, it will have 80 questions. Every question will be of 2.5 marks. Duration will be 2 hours. Questions will be objective. And this again will have negative marking of 1/3. Then this paper, the marks will not be added. Out of these 80 questions, we only need 33% marks. 33% marks आ गए, अपन second paper में सिर्फ pass ही करना. Second paper के लिए marks are not going to be counted. We only have to pass this paper. Fine everyone?
Yes, sir.
मतलब out of these 80 questions, we need only 33%. 33% means 1/3. That is going to be around.
Sir, if we will pass all the exams, then we can select it in ICS.
No. This is first stage. Prelims. I'll explain the entire stage. Sit with me. Means out of these 80 questions, अपने only 27 questions correct are required. You make it 30. Out of 80 questions, if 30 questions are correct, you'll pass this paper. ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ marks नहीं मिलेंगे, सिर्फ pass करना paper 2. Paper 1 ਦੇ marks मिलेंगे, general studies ਦੇ marks मिलेंगे, and that marks should be not less than 120. That is generally what cutoff is. Last year na paper was very tough. Last year cutoff was only 94. So when you will be writing the paper, चाहे आपको बहुत ज़्यादा तैयारी की है, if you see the questions are very tough, घबरा के गलत क्वेश्चन अटैम्प्ट नहीं करने. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਔਖਾ ਨਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੜੇ, ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਸਾਰੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਲਈ ਔਖਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ. Then cut off will come down. Entire country, if they score less marks, then the cut off will be less. Generally, when the normal papers are there, cut off will be around 120 marks. But ਜੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਪੇਪਰ ਹੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਔਖਾ ਆ ਗਿਆ, cut off will be 94, 95, 90. So ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਸਿਰਫ 90 marks ਲੈ ਕੇ ਪਾਸ ਕਰਨੇ ਪੈਣਗੇ. You will be getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Never come under pressure while preparing these kind of attempting these kind of papers. Hanji.
Sir, in negative marking, that one question selected collectively, 3 questions are
Incorrect.
Then only
1 mark will be deducted. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Only when 3 questions, suppose only 1 question was incorrect, that will mean 1/3 of the 2 marks will be deducted. You getting my point?
Yes, sir.
One correct question, 2 marks. Yes?
Yes, sir.
One correct question, 2 marks. One incorrect question is equal to -1/3 marks. It means when 3 incorrect questions are there, 3 into -1/3. This means -1 question, correct question will be cancelled out. मतलब 2 marks will be deducted. समझ लग रही है अपन?
Yes, sir.
Don't be confused by it. चाहे ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਗਲਤ ਅਟੈਂਪਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਾਰਕਸ ਕੱਟੇ ਜਾਣੇ, ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ 3 questions 5 questions 10 questions ਗਲਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, your marks will be deducted ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋਣੇ ਹੈ? For every 3 incorrect questions you will be losing 1 correct question, and 1 correct question is for 2 marks. 1 correct question is for 2 marks. Now divide 2 by 1/3, multiply it by 1/3. It comes up to be around less than 1 mark. So मतलब एक नंबर ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਇੱਕ ਗਲਤ क्वेश्चन पीछे ਕੱਟਿਆ ਜਾਣਾ.
So if we leave the question then
I've already answered it.
Not
then not deducted. It will be considered as not attempted. Fine na?
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी.
Sir, if we will get 1 wrong, then also we will get it deducted.
Wrong means wrong. चाहे 1 wrong, चाहे 10 wrong. Wrong means wrong. And deduction for 1 wrong is 1/3 of the correct marks. And correct marks for 1 question is 2 marks. 1/3 to the 1/3 will be deducted. 2 marks of 1/3 will be deducted. जो 3 questions 1/3 will make 2 marks. हम समझ लग रही है?
Yes, sir.
It's not that science involved. Simple रहेगा कि एक क्वेश्चन जब अपना गलत होगा then you consider it comes up to be around 0.8 marks will be deducted. So one question will be like around 0.8 marks will be 0.7 marks will be deducted. Fine? See, 0.73 is 21. So yes, around 0.6568 marks will be deducted for every one sample question, wrong question. So more questions will be wrong, multiply that by more number of negative marking, more marks will be deducted. Fine? Fine?
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
Related to this only?
Sir, how many years passed to complete all the papers of IAS officers?
This is how many years?
Sir, he has to complete. Sir, if we have to.
This entire process, na? If you want to become, suppose you want to become an IAS officer, this prelims paper is generally conducted in the month of June every year. In the month of June, this paper is conducted, both the papers. If you pass this papers, then you will be eligible for mains exam. And mains exam generally is conducted in the month of September or November. If you pass that September and November papers, mains papers, then second phase of mains paper is interview. That is generally conducted in the month of February or March. If you pass that also, you will become IAS officer. If you fail anywhere in the entire process, you will again have to write the pre-paper. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Let me cover this topic, then I'll ask you questions. Just write down the questions that you come across, otherwise we will not be able to complete our today's work. So then we have second stage. So we said that around 10 lakh students they appear for the screening test, that is prelims, and only 12,000 are selected. So they set the cutoff rate in a way that the number of students they want in mains कि only pass हो जाए. They always take 12 to 13 times the number of students they want in mains. Suppose एक साल दे विच गवर्नमेंट ਨੂੰ 1000 पोस्ट फिल करनी है through civil services. Suppose उस साल दे विच मतलब 1000 officers they need, and suppose 10 lakh students are appearing for the exam. वो 1 lakh they, in the case of interview, वो they will want only 2000 people. 2000 दे विचों always it's double in the interview. It's always 12 to 13 times in the mains, and prelims depend upon number of people appearing. So generally what happens is 10 lakh students they write the paper. Out of this 10 lakh, 12,000 only pass the newspaper. Fine. And this 12,000 that will pass the prelims paper, only they will be eligible to write the mains paper. Again, there will be mains form will be uploaded on the upsc.gov.in government website. Students will be told that you have passed the paper. A list will be uploaded by UPSC. Result date it will be declared that all the students' roll numbers have passed the paper. There will not be ranks on the roll numbers. All the roll numbers, 12,000 roll numbers will be released by the government. And once these 12,000 roll numbers have been released, these students will again fill their forms for mains paper. And now they are eligible for mains paper. So what will happen in the case of mains is, there are two stages of mains. One is written and the second one is interview. In written, there are 9 papers. There are total 9 written papers. And this is a descriptive paper. The format is descriptive type. मतलब the students will have to write the long answers. Objective ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ tick mark. Subjective ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ और descriptive ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ we write answers. So these are written papers. And this and the total weightage, the total marking is generally 750 marks. And the one who tops the entire country scores out of this 750 around 800 marks. मतलब 1750 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ 800 marks ਲੈ ਜਾਂਦਾ generally becomes the topper of the entire country. So you can understand the quality of questions which are there. Even the best of the best, the topper of that entire year from the entire country, is able to score only around 40 to 45% marks, not even 50%. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, the time duration for each paper, there are 9 papers total. All these papers are generally conducted on 5 to 6 days. In 5 to 6 days, they will have all these 9 papers. So there will be a 3-hour paper in the morning also, and there can be same day 3-hour paper in the evening also. Right? So time duration for each paper is 3 hours. Every paper is compulsory. Even if you miss one paper, you will not be eligible. You will not pass the mains. You will be declared ineligible. Then, out of these 9 papers, 7 papers are of 250 marks each. 2 papers are of 300 marks each. ਜਿਹੜੇ 7 papers ਨੇ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ 9 papers ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ 7 papers, every paper will be of 250 marks and 2 papers will be of 300 marks. ਜਿਹੜੇ 300 marks ਦੇ 2 paper ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, they are called paper A and paper B, and these papers again are of qualifying nature only. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਰਫ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਾਸ ਹੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਾਰਕਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਾਊਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ, paper A and paper B. ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜਾ paper A ਹੁੰਦਾ, that again is English language. It's always again an English paper. And here the basic language skills will be tested. It's getting it?
Yes, sir.
Then the second paper is any one language that you want to choose out of 22 languages. Generally, most of the students they appear in Hindi. But since you kids are from Punjab, if your Punjabi is good, you can write the second paper B in Punjabi language. Then a Punjabi paper will be there. This paper is only of qualifying nature. कि आपका सिर्फ ना पास ही करना. And pass करने लिए you need 1/3 marks only. मतलब out of 300, तुझे सिर्फ 100 marks लेने. Now the paper A, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ English is tested, proficiency in language, that English will only be up to class 10th level. Not very difficult English, up to class 10th level, simple English. And suppose for paper B, you choose Punjabi language. This Punjabi language will also be only up to class 10th level. You can choose any one of the 22 languages. I think it's day off for us. So we'll continue this lecture on Friday.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now we take some questions for you.
Sir, I want to ask that after we have gone in we have become the soldier. Then if after becoming soldier, if we want to become a officer, then we need to hear and
Hanji. When I was preparing for civil services, it was in 2011 or 12. It was 2012. One officer came to our, he was from our senior only, same teachers taught him, Majid Hussain. All the NCERT books, geography books are made by under the command of one professor. His name is Majid Hussain. I took geography classes from him. So he was a student of Majid Hussain. He first got into Navy, NDA. Then while he was in NDA, he was serving in the Navy. He prepared for civil services. And while he was serving Navy, he gave the paper, he cleared the paper. When he resigned from the Navy, he joined the police services. And when he got into police services, he worked only for 2 years. And when he came to that batch that we were attending, he told that now he is going to Canada for doing the GMAT. And he was taking a break for 2 years to do his MBA in Canada. And the entire money will be again spent by the government of India. Can you imagine? The entire expenses, उन्होंने उसे रहने का खर्चा, कॉलेज की फीस, हॉस्टल की फीस, खाने पीने का खर्चा, everything by the government of India. Government of India wants its officers to go abroad, do their education, complete their education, again come back and serve the India's more intelligent officers. So we always can. Sometimes what happens is people they become IPS officers because their rank is not very good. Suppose their rank is about 180 or 90. Their first option that they get is IPS, or they have to go for other services they get into IPS. Next year they again write civil services paper to improve their rank. Then suppose if they get the rank of like 10, 15, 20, they go for IAS, they leave the IPS. How many people do this?
So you meaning of lieutenant?
Lieutenant is the lowest commissioned class A officer. The IPS lowest commissioned group A officer है पुलिस दे विच. इतना ही आम पोस्ट है जेड़ा सब तो छोटा A grade officer है that is lieutenant. And to become a lieutenant अपन पेपर क्लियर करना पड़ता है NDA.
So paper B can be given in any language.
Any language, not any language. There are 22 languages. Those 22 languages are given in the constitution. What constitution is why those 22 languages are there, that we will discuss on Friday. But suppose Hindi is also there, Punjabi is also there. Any one of the Indian languages mentioned in schedule, it's called a Schedule 8 of the constitution. We discuss it that day. Friday, same 7th, 8th periods.
So I want to ask that if cutoff will be less in the prelims paper, so there will be more amount of people appearing for mains paper.
No, if cutoff will be less, they always allow only that number of candidates to go into mains. That is 12 to 13 times the total number of vacancies that they have. Prelims there is suppose 10 lakh students, 5 lakh, 15 lakh, जिन्हें मर्जी आ जाए. But suppose they need only 1,000 officers. 1,000 to multiply कर लो with 12,000. So then they will want only 12,000 people to enter into mains. फिर they through that computer algorithm वो check करते हैं because prelims papers ना they are not checked manually. Computer की OMR machines through they check these papers. So after that they know computer को पता होगा कि 12,000 marks ले cut off करने लगी इतने marks पे जाके cut off निकल गए कि after that सारे fail कर दो. Like what we did in your case. आपा क्या कि 60 बच्चे पास होने चाहिए कितने पास होते हैं 11.5 से पास होते हैं बाकी सारे फेल कर. So those 60 was our practice. This is how they do the screening. So mains के लिए की करते हैं 12 times जिन्हें total post चाहिए है ना. And out of this 12 फिर उन्होंने mains की screening कितना करते हैं कि in our interview we need only 2 times the posts. Suppose post है कि अपने को 1000. Interview तो पहला इन्होंने सारे बाकी 10,000 काट देना सिर्फ 2,000 अलाउ करना for interview. Again 2,000 top scoring रख लेने थल्ले सारे फिल कर.
Sir, after Supreme Court judges,
हाँ जी.
is the motive to which?
Supreme Court people retire in the Supreme Court. You can be retired as a High Court judge also, and you can get retired as a lower court judge also. Lots of factors play a role. ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ when we discuss the chapter on judiciary, then we discuss these things. Supreme Court तो जज तो ऊपर होता Chief Justice of India. Chief Justice of India होता Supreme Court का top most judge. It's called Chief Justice of India. And there are around 28 to 32 maybe Supreme Court other judges. They serve like a team, all of them. उन्होंने विच इनका सब तो senior most होता, उन्होंने Chief Justice appoint कर लेते हैं. That is the main judge of the entire country. हाँ जी.
So after passing means that our interview will be on English language.
हाँ जी. If you will write the papers in English, interview will also be taken in English. If you will write the papers in Punjabi, interview will be taken in Punjabi. But the problem with the Punjabi is geography is called Bhugol maybe in Punjabi. So there are different terms. So you need to be totally in Punjabi then. Only if you are a Punjabi medium student, you will be able to write Punjabi papers. फिर वो सारी terms भी कहते हैं Punjabi ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ लिखो. Fine. So English ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ interview will be there because if it's a English medium, you have to write the papers in English medium, so your interview will also be in English.
So I want to ask that in that 22 languages, there are international languages also.
No, only Indian languages which are protected by the Constitution of India. 22 languages are there. We'll talk about those 22 languages plus the states from where they are. So that will be discussed in Friday, on Friday.
Sir, if we are interested in science and maths, plus we want to take SST also after our.
हाँ जी, you can do that. हाँ जी. You can take engineering. Suppose you did mechanical engineering. Suppose you did electrical engineering. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ optional subject ਆਪਾਂ ਹਲੇ ਮੇਨਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਡਿਸਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨਾ. Out of the 7 papers, 2 papers ਆਪਣੇ optional ਹੁੰਦੇ. ਮਤਲਬ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ subject ਦੀ ਆਪਾਂ graduation ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ subject ਨੂੰ choose ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ as optional. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਸ਼ਨਲ ਪੇਪਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਕਸਪਰਟੀਜ਼ ਨੌਲੇਜ ਇਜ਼ ਰਿਕੁਆਇਰਡ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਬਜੈਕਟ ਤੇ ਐਕਸਪਰਟ ਬਣਨਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਟੂ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਸਿਵਲ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮ। ਵਨ ਇਜ਼ ਜਨਰਲ ਸਟੱਡੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਬਟ ਵਨ ਸਬਜੈਕਟ ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਕੈਨੀਕਲ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰਿੰਗ ਲੈ ਲਓ, ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ MBBS ਲੈ ਲਓ, there are again many subjects, you have to choose any one subject. So generally what people do, whatever graduation they do, वो पहले ही planning ना graduation करते हैं कि मैं graduation suppose political science की BA करनी है, after that political science में मैं I'll make my optional subject. This is how the people they prepare. Fine, this is how the people plan. So don't worry, we'll discuss that on Friday. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that. Okay, kids, you can go now.
Thank you, sir.
Don't worry, वो class में भी नहीं, we'll manage. Good afternoon, people. हाँ जी